I want to answer a question that I was asked earlier today. I put it out on my YouTube channel asking for you guys to comment some of your Packers questions. And there are maybe 10 to 15 right now, but I want to spend this video just on this one question. And then in a future video, most likely in the next few days, I will try to answer most of the other questions that were asked there. So here's the question from Most Hated Minnesotan, who says, what position will the Packers take in the first round, and why is it defensive tackle? So I would have to agree for the most part there. I think somewhere along the defensive line is what the Packers need to target in the first round, just because so far in free agency, they get another offensive lineman in Aaron Banks. They get a corner in Nate Hobbs. And I think right now, the position that will help the Packers most in getting a player in that position will definitely be the defensive line, just because that's one area where the Packers were inconsistent in 2024. They were not consistently getting pressure on the quarterback at one of the highest levels in the league. I do think as the season went by, they got better. I think that as Jeff Hafley figured out, how guys operated, how, certain things worked best with his defense, I think things did start to go more smoothly near the end of the season. But one problem the Packers had in 2024 was the inability to really get a lot of pressure, only rushing 4. And so Hafley had to dial up lots of those simulated pressures and things to, try to throw off the offensive line, throw off the quarterback, blitzing guys like Edgerrin Cooper, who was very, very good at it. But in your best case scenario, you're able to get to the quarterback with your, front 4 defensive linemen, which is something the Philadelphia Eagles were able to do. And because of that, they end up winning a Super Bowl. I think that's one of the biggest reasons. And so I thought the Packers at this point would have picked up someone in free agency, whether that's defensive tackle or edge rusher. They lost TJ Slayton. And so there's no doubt there's a hole there when it comes to having that run-stopping type defensive lineman. And hopefully they can find someone who can fill that hole that TJ Slayton left. And best case scenario, I think you find a guy who can do it in the running game, but also when it comes to rushing the passer. Because I think TJ Slayton, he was really good against the run. Not really much of a pass rushing threat. But obviously, it would be awesome to get someone who can do both things. So I think round 1, the Packers should target defensive line. I don't think they should draft a receiver round 1. They just picked up McCole Hardman. Not that he's the answer, but I just think it's better to continue the consistent theme which we've seen from the Packers for a long, long time of drafting receivers outside of round 1. They haven't drafted a receiver in round 1 since 2002. So I just don't see a reason why they should break away from that this year. If they did it, cool, I guess, but I just don't see the need. I think there's a much bigger need at edge rusher. So Most Hated Minnesotan, I do agree with you for the most part that the Packers need to target a defensive lineman. You said defensive tackle specifically, which I would be fine with, but I think also edge rusher is a big need. And, when you look at the Packers edge rusher room, Preston Smith gets traded away last year. You got Rashawn Gary, Brenton Cox Jr., who I think right now is the probably second best edge rusher after Rashawn Gary, because Lucas Van Ness has not taken that step. It would be awesome if he did, because if he started playing like a first-round pick, like he was drafted as, then, that would drastically change things for this Packers defense. And the great thing is the Packers defense was really good in 2024, top 10 unit. And so if they can just figure out getting to the quarterback and getting consistent pressure, this defense could be top 3 in the league if they could add that to what they already did last season. So those are my thoughts for now. I appreciate you asking, and I'll try to answer a lot of your other questions sometime in the next week or so. So thank you guys for asking those questions. If you want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.